Hey, Kristin here again. Today we have Dax, Dear Alcohol. It was another recommended song. I have recorded actually a bunch of Nick Natoli songs that a few were requests, a few were just what the heck. But unfortunately, I'm very nervous about posting them here on YouTube because some of the content is like, while they've been on his channel for a while, the artist channel, I'm kind of nervous being a new creator and not wanting to get banned or anything. So I'm still trying to decide what to do with those. I'm strongly considering uploading them to my Rumble. So if you were somebody who requested some Nick Natoli or really anything that could be marginal YouTube content, I would say go follow me over there. I have considered also possibly, I created a Patreon. I could also post it there, but of course that's a whole nother thing. And I've heard that they're not the greatest, that they've actually been known to get rid of people based on opinions also. So, it's the world we live in. Anyway, yeah, like I said, we have Dear Alcohol by Dax, and I will get into it before I ramble too much more. I just wanted to give a short, update about what we're doing. So, yeah, here we go. In some of my other videos, I did talk about how I've never really had a problem with alcohol myself. I've probably gone a little overboard here and there, but most of us in life, say in college and stuff, or when we're younger, we do tend to, sometimes take it over the top. But I kind of relate to this stuff from another level, but it's also, I guess, having had a parent who was an alcoholic when I was very young. These kind of songs also, I'm not somebody, of course I was way too young to judge, because, when you're young, if somebody is being angry and drunk, you just know it affects you, but you don't know how it affects them. But at the same time, I didn't judge. I was just knew that when he got a certain way, I was upset, of course, because, you don't like it when people start screaming and when your parents are fighting and all that stuff. So, but when you're little, you don't really understand it, the deeper, issues involved with alcoholism. But, yeah.
I got wasted because I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright.
Honestly, I can relate to that, though. When I have drank, honestly, I have done it, just as an escape. And so, yeah, I can get that, but it was never like, I guess you could say it was never a habit. So I think that's what kind of separates me, from, having a problem, a severe problem with it, and just being somebody who occasionally maybe uses it in ways that aren't the most positive. But then again, is there really a positive way to drink poison? People usually do it for either a social lubricant, because they think it's cool, or they use it to, just kind of chill or numb out the pain. So I don't think, I tend to try not to judge the situation. I don't know.
And I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. My life been getting sort of crazy and I don't wanna think. I look myself right in the mirror and I don't even blink. Then I get angry, take the rest and pour it right in the sink. I know where this road goes. Alcohol ain't my friend, but I keep drinking cause these demons roaming. Follow me around everywhere I go.
There are things that I could relate to this too, that it's kind of hard because other people don't like when you compare, other things to, say drugs or alcohol, but like in a way I can relate to more to my, and again, it's something that I kind of have a hard time talking about, and because honestly I don't like to talk about it. It's never something I've been comfortable talking about, but I think I've mentioned I have dealt with disordered eating pretty much my whole life in one form or another. And yeah, I could kind of relate this to, I've never like fit into one box as far as disorders. Like it's super crazy. I mean, you're gonna assume, oh, she just constantly eats. That's not necessarily the case. I have some rough times. It's like one big cycle, and yeah, it's pretty complicated. It's something that I would kind of like to touch on at some point, maybe a video by itself, but it's very hard because YouTube doesn't like it when you're being honest and when you're talking about real things. I will say that anything I talk about, I am not glorifying it, quote unquote. It's not something I want other people to go do or experience in any way, because it is torture, literally torture, to not have a normal relationship with, say, alcohol. Like a person who's can drink with friends and then just be like, okay, not drink for another month or 6 months, whatever. And that's similar with food. We have to have it to survive. But if you have kind of a lifetime like issues with it, it's something that you have to face every day. And when it's something you kind of hate, but it's something you have to face, at least once or twice a day, I mean, and then you eat out of emotions, and I feel like sometimes that's the case for me. Like, I've had times where I would go days without eating, and then sometimes I've never had like extreme binges, but I have had times when I ate more than I probably should, and then there have been times when I would go days without eating. And then it's like the best times of my life is when I don't think about it at all, and I just kind of am preoccupied with other things. But I'm still trying to find that balance, and honestly, I can kind of relate that when I hear these songs about drug and alcohol. And I know a lot of people don't like when you compare the two, but they're very similar. I'm sorry, but they are. I mean, and the only similarity, or the only way they're not similar, is you have to eat to live. You have to have food. And water, liquids. But you don't actually need to drink a fifth of vodka. While it might be good sometime to have some vodka, maybe, or something, you don't have to have it to survive, So, but people get very, annoyed when you compare it, but I think that's because people tend to be like, oh, that's not an issue because I don't have it. Whereas I tend to empathize and try to put myself in the place of someone else by saying, well, I understand this being similar to that. But, okay, I'm kind of rambling a little. Back to the song.
It clouds my mind and soul. It turns my heart cold. But I keep drinking cause it makes me feel like I'm not alone. I'm having problems, my problem let me reach out. Looking at this bottle, having nothing but doubt. Don't wanna drink, but it keeps coming around and around and around. I got wasted cause I didn't wanna deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't wanna deal with myself tonight. My thoughts.
Although I do think that as far as the content of drinking and the motivations, that this is even more relatable for me than even Angels by Tom MacDonald, where he is talking about how, you get started drinking because it's like it helps you in social situations, but then it turns to something more, like a coping thing. And then you have Dear Alcohol by Dax, that's more focused on that other part, that, drinking to escape yourself. And that is definitely the times I have drank. It has been more along those lines. So in that way, I could definitely relate.
Get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I recognize. I got wasted. I know I need to quit. I gotta do better. Example of these kids, cause they watch me when I'm there.
That's pretty intense. Like, all I'd say is I'm pretty sure there are none, if very few, kids who watch my videos, but I would never want to be a role model, because I'm human. And I feel so bad for like these artists that feel like they have all this weight on their shoulders to be an example or a role model for kids, because that's a lot of pressure to put yourself under, because nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. But at the same time, I think first and foremost, you have to want to do better for yourself. And that's probably a better example than doing it for other people. Show them that first and foremost, you have to, do better, treat yourself better, do better for yourself. If it's like drinking, you want to stop drinking because of what it does to you. Not because it's a bad example. I guess it's more like a positive, going at it from a positive way, instead of saying, oh, drinking bad, it's always bad. Do it by showing them, oh, if you have a problem in any area, don't try to change yourself for other people. Change yourself because you want to be a better version of yourself, whatever that might be.
But I'm scared, cause I've been chasing the man that I am when I start to drink. He's cocky, confident, and he don't give a damn what you think. This world is beating me down and it's pushed me right to the brink. Take a shot every time because man, it helps me escape. I'm taking care of these people, but no one takes care of me. I wanna talk to somebody, but I feel no one relates. I need better now.
Well, yeah. I could relate to that in a way, because all my life, pretty much, I had either my mom or dad, and they were there for me. They took care of me in one way or another. And, when they were in bad place, I, did what I could in my own way to help them. And now that it's just me and my boyfriend, we both have our issues, well, and my cats. I feel like everything is on me. I don't have a whole lot, but I have more than everything is pretty much on me because, I have whatever I got from my dad that he left me, and it's quickly going away, and everything's on me because my boyfriend, he's unable to do a lot because of some of his issues. That's not my place to, really talk about. But, yeah. And then there's my own issues that make it very hard. And it has gotten to me that I don't know what I'm going to do, and everything's on me to take care of everything and everyone. I have to worry about what happens when I run out of money and I can't afford to feed my cats. I'm going to do whatever I can, as long as I can, to make sure that doesn't happen. So far, I haven't been able to find a whole lot. A few places online where I can make like a few dollars here and there doing small tasks, but nothing that's going to be substantial when I'm completely out of money. And I apply for jobs. I have no experience. Nobody wants me. So it is really scary. And being that I don't drive, I am focused on jobs that I could do from home. But yeah, I know this really has nothing to do with the song per se, except I do feel like I relate to everything falling on your shoulders, and like you have to take care of everyone, and there's nobody left to take care of you. And sometimes I kind of miss having somebody to take care of me, as silly as it sounds. And sometimes I don't feel like I get the appreciation. But anyway, back to the song.
I think I've lost my way. I'm in battles with fate. It's painted right in my face. I hope better times are coming. No change, but I'm still running. I gotta take control, and I won't stop on nothing. They gotta sit my test. Promise that I do my best. Just help me with this pain. I'm feeling pressure that is. I got wasted because I didn't wanna deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted.
Want to read the thing. Dear alcohol, I found that you were even worse than what they said. Sometimes I try to remember the good times, but you actually made me forget most of those memories instead. Wow. Powerful. I love his vocals and the music always. I love his range and ability to sing, and when he raps, and I don't know. Not much I could say because he has a very powerful voice no matter what he's doing or singing. But wow, yeah, that was intense. Sorry, I got a little emotional and maybe a little. I feel like my reactions are a lot different than a lot of people's, in that I tend to come at it from saying how it makes me feel and the thoughts and feelings that it brings in me. And other people, of course, do breakdowns, which I think I love both. I think there's a place for both, and I just hope that, people appreciate for what I do, because I do, every time I do this, I try to put my heart into it and thoughts into it. If it's more serious, like if it's like a topical thing, like what we're dealing with in society, I give my thoughts and opinions. And if it's an emotional one like this, I am going to relate it to my own life. And if I don't have that particular, struggle, I still can relate, like, a lot more than people would think. But anyway, thank you. If you watch this, thank you for watching, and I hope to get some more reactions done and some other stuff at some point. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Bye.